over the bar. This is the tough position. Just to hold on to the bar is immensely difficult. She will certainly be rewarded for this.
And there is her score, and she is in fact rewarded 9.95. Brilliant performance for Li Li on the uneven bars. Carrie Strug now, the United States in Florex.
She is a little dynamo on this event. Very energetic. Nice spring in her legs. Pike, full twisting double back.
Little dynamo on this United States team is almost redundant.
Second tumbling run is just like the first, except she'll do it in tucked position. Remember, all of the final gymnasts, they're in a must-hit situation. They have that one fall. They'd like to drop that low score.
Remember, the United States right now very close with Romania for second place. Romanians doing well in the vault. The Americans having to overcome Hillary Grivich 9.087 in the Florex. So everybody has to carry their weight here.
Comes that final tumbling run. Critical landing here. And she comes up with it. Great job.
And once again, the crowd applauding one of its own, Carrie Strug of the United States. Meanwhile, let's go back to the vault. Lavinia Milosevic of Romania. I have to say, this is what Mary Tyler Moore must have looked like at age 13.
I wonder if she could do the vault like this. Look at that. Yurchenko laid out with a full twist and a perfect landing. That vault was executed so well. She hit every important aspect of this vault right on the nose. Perfect lift, opens up in that flared position, and drops it in.
As we take another look at the vault of Lavinia Milosevic, let's tell you that Carrie Strug, a 9.912. We wait for the score of Milosevic, and there it is, 9.975. Some interested observers, Clarice and David Zamesco, their daughter, coming up.
If you like the look of money,
Indianapolis to share the magic, and Kathy Johnson had a chance to literally share the magic. She was part of the magic act in opening ceremonies. Now here's Kathy saying goodnight, Kathy.
This was a lot of fun, and fortunately, I'm not afraid of height. It was a little precarious staying balanced in that.
You see that trunk there high above our head? And this, what?
Oops.
Oops, and I'm gone.
All right. Now tell me, how'd you do it? Come on, it's just between us here.
I'm not telling, it's magic.
Tell you what, huh? She get into the theme of things. Speaking of the theme of things, it was just a couple of years ago in Stuttgart. The theme was Starlight Express in the opening ceremonies there. And I'll tell you what, it was the Soviets who really delivered the mail. Perfect vault here by Natalia Lashanova, a 10. And it just started a run of 10s for the Soviets. Svetlana Bugunskaya participating here also. Simply brilliant in Stuttgart 2 years ago.
She was certainly ahead of her time in terms of choreography. Very dramatic, and she's changed her routine for this competition.
Daniela Sinivash, who now lives where? In Atlanta, Georgia, of all places. And a 10 for her in the vault. The Americans pinned their hopes on Brandy Johnson, but Brandy had nothing but problems coming into this event, physical problems of one sort or another, and it caused her some problems here on the uneven bars.
And though that was certainly a heartbreak for Brandy, she came back later in the competition and tied for a silver medal on the vault.
Tough moment for Brandy Johnson of the United States. She is retired mainly because of all the physical problems that she did have while competing. A very bright hope for the United States, though, in that competition in Stuttgart was this lady, Sandy Woolsey. She's an alternate on this team, but that'll give you an idea of the depth the United States has right now.
She was 8th in the all-around at the World Championships in Stuttgart. One of the highest finishes ever for an American.
And now the United States trying to win a medal for the first time ever in World Championships. Shannon Miller in floor exercise.
And Shannon holds nothing back in this routine. She opens with a whip back through to a full twisting double back. Little low on the landing, but boy, she pulled it around. That's what I really like about this gymnast. She doesn't take anything out under pressure. She throws all her big tricks. Trains 8 hours a day, and it has certainly paid off here at the World Championships. Here's another full twisting double back.
A little bit of a misstep there. Going with kind of a Dixieland theme here is Shannon Miller.
Comes that final tumbling run. It's a pike double back. All of these landings are extremely important at this point. And she just pulls it around.
Once again, great music. It gets the crowd into it. It reaches a big climactic ending, and the crowd loves it. Shannon Miller of Edmond, Oklahoma. And she accepts the plaudits of her coach and from Bella Caroli. And now Caroli turns to his charge, Kim Zmeskal, and says, "You see what Shannon did? Now just go on out there and do the same thing."
This was a crucial routine for the American team. They really need some big scores on these final 2 routines, Shannon and Kim Zmeskal coming up, because the Romanians are doing exceptionally well over at the vault.
9.887 for Shannon Miller. Kim Zmeskal will be next, and Bart Connor right now is with some people with a very special interest in Kim.
Here with the Zmeskals, did you ever think it was going to be this great coming down to the last routine?
No, sure haven't.
I didn't think it'd be that tight, but it's wonderful. They're doing great.
Your feelings now?
We're just very proud of them and just very excited.
You're not nervous, are you?
I'm a nervous wreck.
That makes two.
We'll watch this with you.
Okay, thanks. Go, Kim!
So with the encouragement of Mom and Dad, here is Kim Zmeskal in floor exercise.
And this is an energized routine. A lot of punch in these legs. Full twisting double back. And she is off to a great start. Listen to that crowd. This second pass coming up is my favorite and always a crowd favorite. Count them, 3 whip backs through to a double back. A lot of energy. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. And she just barely stays in bounds.
Look at the crowd behind Kim Zmeskal. Are they into this?
This is great choreography for Kim. Perfect for her style. Perfect to get the audience behind her. She has 1 final tumbling run to go. It's a double back. And this is a close competition. She needs to stick this. Right in there.
Yes, Kim Zmeskal. Just listen to the crowd. Standing O.
What a moment. And what teamwork. They had the 1 fall earlier in the rotation, and all the final gymnasts came up with something great. They'll be able to drop that low score.
A rallying point. You saw Marta and Bella Caroli. We wait for Kim Zimesco. Score, there it is, 9.95. Crowd wanted, they wanted a 10.
That concludes
You believe
your
that?
position in rotation 3. The athletes will
Never
prepare
enough,
to
is
march
it?
to their
9.95 for Kim
final
Zimesco. I'm sure she and I'm sure the coaching staff very happy with that score. Tremendous rotation for the United States, and they are really locked in battle right now. Betty Aquino looking up at the scoreboard and said, we're tied. And they are, in fact, tied with Romania for second place. Soviets in first place. This is Christina Bontas while we were watching Kim Zimesco, her first vault.
And this was the weaker of her 2 vaults. She scored a 9.862 on this. But the reason that they're tied, she came back with a second vault and came up with a 9.95.
So what it does is it sets the tone for the final rotation. Soviet Union, they got the gold in the bag, but look at the battle for second place. This is what it all comes down to. The Soviet Union comfortably in front. They're going to win the gold. The battle is for second between the United States and Romania. Close is an understatement. They are in a flat-footed tie. Here is the order then for the United States, and a strong discipline for them, the vault. And first, as she has been throughout the competition and has done extremely well, Michelle Campi.
This is Michelle's weakest event. She's performing a Yurchenko tuck with a full twist. It's only worth a 9.9, so she has to perform it as perfectly as she can. Very well done. As I said, it has a lower degree of difficulty, so she really needs to rely on good form and good execution.
So that was Michelle Campi. Meanwhile, over at the uneven bars, first up for Romania, Maria Neculita.
This is a great opportunity to see the Romanians and the Americans go head-to-head, just back and forth. Comes her release move, right after the front giant. It's a Jaeger front. And you'll notice that she has slight knee bends throughout the routine. These will be minor form deductions, but they add up. She has a huge dismount, full twisting double bat, and a great landing.
So Maria Neculita gets Romania started apparently very well on the uneven bars. Now Michelle Campi, her second vault, 9.75 on her first. She'll try and improve.
She's performing the same vault. Very nicely done. That's as well as she can perform that vault.
No question she'll score a little bit higher on that. As you mentioned, Kathy, it was cleaner. Better position on the landing. Rick Newman is pleased with it.
Score for Maria Neculita on the uneven bars, 9.85. Now what will Campi be able to do to offset that on the vault? 9.787. That is an improvement, but Romania out of the blocks a little bit quicker on this rotation than the United States. Remember, they started in an exact tie for second place. Campi has to be happy, though, and the coaches, I would think, Bart, have to be happy. Hillary Grivich up next in the vault.
A lot of pressure here for Hillary. Remember, she had a little trouble on the last event, the floor exercise. This is an opportunity to make up for that. All right, good vault for her. That step on the landing, though, will cost her. She really needs to come up with a stuck landing on that second vault.
She really takes this vault back. She gets a great deal of distance for a young lady who's only 4'6". Look at how far she travels away from the horse. Now she'll try to block a little bit more and set the vault higher on the second one and hopefully stick the landing.
Vanda Haderian now for Romania, second on the uneven bars. 9.85, the first score for them, put up by Maria Neculita a moment ago.
She was the junior European national champion. There's her release move, a reverse hecht. This is probably the Romanians' weakest event of all four. Giant full pirouette to a tuck double back dismount. Not a lot of difficulty in that routine, but she executed it very cleanly.
That's the critical thing at this point in the competition, is hitting everything right on top. All the handstands have to be clean. Beautiful work on the release move. On the dismount, here's the full pirouette right to the tuck double back. That landing counts.
And now the score for Hadarian. 9.85 the first score, as you mentioned, for Nicolita. There is Hadarian, 9.887 for her.